Beard culture. I cut my way out podcast. Tune us in. We on the grind like. I put the clippers in my hand. I got a whole different plan. I gotta see how this play out. Hoping that it pay out. Trying to cut my way out. Yeah, I put the clippers in my hand. I got a whole different plan. I gotta see how this play out. Hoping that it pay out. Trying to cut my way out. I used to dream as a kid on the porch of the crib and make it big and one day endorse where I live.
Microphone check.
1 2 1 2.
1 2. What is this? The I Cut My Way Out podcast is what it is, and we are back.
Back at it again.
Back at it again. We turning them out.
Absolutely, knocking them down like dominoes.
All right. So, I Cut My Way Out podcast everywhere where you can listen to your podcast. Most notably Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Music Play, YouTube, and fresh today, iHeartRadio.
Yes, sir.
Put us in the search box. I Cut My Way Out, and we will be at the top. I Cut My Way Out podcast. How are you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing great. Cannot complain, man. Having a ball with this platform and just enjoying life, bro.
Me too.
Yeah. Everything been decent?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Okay.
Yep, just trying to grow it, trying to grow the podcast and just put out the content. Just shout out to everybody that's listened, supported, that's agreed to appear on the show.
Absolutely.
You may not subscribe, you may not like, you may not download, but I know you're watching. We're moving this barber culture forward, and I'm doing too much talking, so let's get into it. We have another guest for you all, and this one, they all are my favorite, but this one is going to be my favorite afterwards, and just thank this brother for taking the time out of his day to chop it up with us. And
busy schedule.
Yep, and I know you got the fire bio intro, so take it away.
That's what's up. So today, first, like to thank everybody again for following, listening, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. Today we have another very, very special guest. All of our guests have been very special, and we just keep knocking them down. Today we have what I would call not only a celebrity barber, but more notably, man, he's a visionary. He's an innovator. I met this brother just dialoguing on IG, and we've sparked up association. We chop it up on a regular basis, man. He's just drop jewels and continue to inspire me. So I am extremely happy to bring on this brother. He's AKA the Barberpreneur, is Jay Dillard, JD, whatever you want to call him. He's heavy in the industry, and he's a very good brother, very approachable brother, always willing to lend out a hand. And man, we're more than excited to have this brother on today. So without further ado, we would like to introduce Mr. JD.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, JD?
Man, I'm living. How are you guys?
All right,
man. Just day by day, just grinding, man. Trying to make it happen. That's it.
If you're still trying to surprise me, you're supposed to tell me that you're doing it.
No doubt. let me rephrase that. I'm grinding. I'm not trying to grind. That's what's up. Always positive, man. Just as we get started, I just want to let the listeners get an introduction, just how we came to meet, right? Man, and I'm forever indebted to you, man, and I appreciate it, man, because a lot of people that you follow on IG and things are not approachable. And I remember just following the BarbersIncTv and, sending, pictures of my work as a barber and whatnot. For those who don't know, we'll get into that, about the 5K Mondays, the 5K and under. But at the end of the day, I just sent you a DM just asking a basic question. With that, you had looked at my page, responded, told me you liked, my beard culture brand and what I was doing with that, and gave me your number to hit you up. And man, it went from there. From that point on, you introduced me to your attorney that has in return been my attorney and helped me with trademarking. And so, man, I'm extremely happy to have you on, and again, indebted to you because, you meet a lot of people and people every day and known all your life, man. Don't lend a helping hand and drop jewels and knowledge and just contacts, man. So before we even get started, just digging in with dialogue, man, I just want to tell you openly, man, that I really, appreciate you, bro. Real talk.
It's all love, man. It's all love. So it's a wise man once told me, if you're full of knowledge, don't take it to the grave. Share it with the world.
Real talk. Got to share that. Yeah, what good is having knowledge and just holding it in. That's how we build and grow. That's what's up.
I don't want to be on my tombstone to say, hey, there go JD, and he was full of knowledge, but he didn't share with nobody.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. And again, I appreciate it, man. So as we get started, we're just gonna run these questions, man, and just dialogue. So for our listeners, we want to start off. Just can you tell us where you're from and just your experience as a barber?
Oh man, that's easy. For your listeners who don't know who I am, once again, I'm Jay Dillard. I'm born and raised in Mississippi. So,
what part?
From Mississippi, I was born in a little city called Vicksburg, which is like 40 minutes outside
that's on
Jackson.
61, right? Is that 61 or 55?
So it's on 59.
59? Okay, because my people from Greenville.
Yeah.
My people from Greenville, so I'm definitely familiar with Vicksburg.
So technically, I'm sorry, that's on 20. 59 would take you to New Orleans, but that's off the 20.
Okay.
So, 20 will run you basically from here to across the United States.
Okay.
So, I was born in Vicksburg, and I lived in a city called Jackson for 1 year. And then, from that point, I kind of, had a favorite aunt, and she lives in New Orleans, so I asked my mom, can I go chill with her for a summer? And that summer turned into X amount of years.
Okay.
So technically, I was raised in New Orleans.
Okay.
And then my favorite aunt, she was actually pregnant and fell into a coma while pregnant with my cousin.
Wow.
And during that particular time, there was a lot of running going on, and my mom basically asked me to come home.
Okay.
At home at that time, my mom and dad had already separated. It was a city called Meridian. So,
I've heard of it. Yep.
So Meridian is a very famous place. It's right on the 15 minutes from Alabama state line, basically East Mississippi.
Okay.
And I went there and graduated from high school there with a football scholarship.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I was recruited from Mississippi State all the way to University of Hawaii. We won state my ninth grade year. Dexter McCleo was my quarterback. We went on to play for Clemson and went on to play with the Rams. We got a Super Bowl ring with Kurt Warner.
Okay.
Oh, man.
And but he was the same one that gave up the touchdown. He went back-to-back years in that corner. So, but anyway, everybody come out of Meridian, was considered 5A. You either go to college or you either go D1
Right.
or go to the pro.
Okay.
But I didn't have APT score, so I ended up going to a community college at that time called East Mississippi Community College. And I was a 2-year starter there inside linebacker. Therefore, I had 2 top-tier running backs, which was Antoine Smith, who transferred to Houston, and ended up being the tailback for Tom Brady. We won his first wing for the Patriots. And my other tailback, James Johnson, who transferred to Mississippi State, ended up being the tailback for Dan Marino on his way out the league.
Man.
So I two workhorses I used to battle in football practice all the time. So when that happens, I ended up transferring to Tuskegee on a scholarship in '96. That's when Coach Comedy came, but I was recruited by a defensive coordinator by the name of Coach Johnson. And that's, Coach Comedy, who just left Jackson State as the former head coach of Jackson State, and basically revitalized Tuskegee. And that's how we ended up becoming the winning this HBCU in football to date.
Okay.
Winning like 5 or 6 titles while I was down in Tuskegee.
Okay.
So to make a long story short, I got Tuskegee, played a year, and I had emergency surgery. Called a penny first. And basically, for that, I was dead. And that kind of transitioned my life, man, to where I am as of right now, to be honest with you. So,
really?
Yeah, I didn't want to sit out of school, but to go to stay in school, Tuskegee was very expensive.
Right.
I took that gift of cutting hair since the age of 10.
Okay.
We cut it in the dorm to go from the dorm to actually working in a shop, which was City Red's barbershop at the time, and began to cutting more hair and more hair. Then him and I kind of fell out. And that's the only thing I've quit in my life.
Yeah.
And then I went 3 blocks.
And I'm sorry to interrupt. So that was that on the campus of Tuskegee or in that town?
No, it was in the city. It was proximity, maybe like not even a quarter of a mile away, maybe like a 10 or 15 minute walk from campus.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I had a girlfriend at that time. She was my investor.
Okay.
So she gave me like $400 or $500, like basically rent money. And I basically got a barbershop 3 blocks away from campus, and I turned it into a booming business. So I killed my competition by taking any male and female who was cutting hair on campus. I took them out of the campus and put them in my barbershop.
That's what's up. So that innovator and that visionary started early, huh?
Yeah, so I took advantage of my situation because at that particular time in the state of Alabama, you didn't need a barber's license. It wasn't required. Okay. So what happened was, as long as you was able to go get a business license, which was maybe like $30, and liability insurance, you have the ability to open up a business, and that's pretty much what I did. So I had one person that was a local barber, and everybody else was college students. Okay. And I had 6 chairs. Haircuts at the time was $7.50 to like $10. Wow. Because you're talking about 1999 in a #1 poverty-stricken county in the world. Right. Well, United States at that particular time. So I catered to my surroundings. So I had almost 2,000 square feet. Okay. And my rent was only $400 a month for my shop.
That was hella space. That's what's up. Wow.
Yeah, man. Put 3 pool tables in the back, an office, 6 chairs, and 3 blocks from campus.
Wow. Okay.
I had a shop for 20 years.
You said for 20 years?
Yeah, I just recently let it go. About a year ago.
Wow.
So, JD, I have a question based on what you just said. What are your feelings about having a license? Because obviously you were able to be successful. You made it do what it do. So what are your feelings about obtaining a license, if I might ask you that?
Yeah.
Is it necessary? Yeah.
Well, first off, great question. It's a very valuable question. It's one that, people don't offense about on a continuous basis, right. For as well as against. So, for me personally, I never went to barber school or cosmetology school. Okay. So, to get everybody caught up, I was grandfathered in the state of Alabama. So, I do have my barber's license in the state of Alabama. I was grandfathered in. Okay. When I left working for the government in D.C., I moved to Atlanta, and you had to have a barber's license there. So I was fortunate enough to go into a barbershop where a shop owner who took a chance on me allowed me to come in unlicensed and to build up a clientele base. Okay. So at that point, I ended up doing what you call an apprenticeship of a licensed barber. But that didn't come immediately. They came when I went to my second shop and only shop. I've been working 2 shops the whole time in Atlanta. Okay. And that was up under a licensed barber by the name of Victor Doctor. Okay. Victor Doctor is the original originator of the barber boxes. Those boxes that you put on your stations at barbershops, and you have tools and stuff in it,
Right.
with the tops open to it.
Right.
Victor he created that while I worked in that shop.
Wow.
Like 20 plus years ago.
Okay.
And he's the same guy who also, absolutely, and he's the same gentleman that created the Balco guard. So you ever see those the red Speedo guards, the red ones?
Yeah.
He's the one who created the metal version of those. It's all metal.
Okay. Yeah, I know exactly what.
So absolutely. So he was that entrepreneur and my barber mentor that I got my license up under. So I did an apprenticeship up under him. I sat next to him, got my apprenticeship. Once all my hours was completed, I resigned from the barbershop, went down to Macon, Georgia, took my test twice, and I obtained the license. So I'm licensed in 2 states. I'm licensed in the state of Georgia, and I'm grandfathered in the state of Alabama.
Okay.
So to get back to your original question, reason why I think that's a great question and always comes up on a continuous basis is the fact that you have a lot of skilled barbers, like I'm self-taught, that just has that gift or just self-taught or come in at a young age and you sitting up under skilled barbers because your mom, your dad, your sister, brother, your cousin, auntie, they kind of teach you this and you just naturally have this gift, but you don't want to took the time or have the opportunity to go to school where they're requesting 14 hours or 15 hours or 1,600 hours or 1,800 hours. Just put that time in to learn your sanitation, sterilization, your cleanliness, all the basic necessities that you need to supersede and pass state board.
Right.
So I'm not really for or against it. Really, it's like I see what people feel in terms of I done dropped $18,000 on a all the time and energy into to get my license. And this is what the city and states require. I get that.
Right.
And then you have the ones over here, you know what I'm saying, who have the same skill set, making the same amount of money, but don't want to put that time and energy in.
Right.
So I'm not for or against it. But it draws a concern now. And the reason why it draws a concern now, because if you look at the political aspect of it, a lot of our states are becoming deregulated because of it.
Right.
So we know Texas was like that. We know Jersey's on the ballot for like that. We know Tennessee now is on the ballot for like that. And they're trying to keep a lot of our industry from being deregulated. They already deregulated hair braiding. So now the next thing they're trying to focus on is the barbering. And COVID should have taught a lot of people that because they deemed a lot of people considered non-essential.
Right.
So, but I hope I was able to answer your question, but
absolutely.
I'm not for or against. I'm still on the fence with that because I come from the era, or I came from the side where therefore I didn't go to school, but I encourage people to go to school.
Right.
But in today's time, with the emergence of social media, you can basically be self-taught by picking up your cell phone nowadays.
Right. Right. True story.
We give away so much information for a quick buck that you also killing the industry at the same time. There's one thing to talk about it and to be encouraged about it and to big our industry up, but there's another thing when you completely giving everything away. You know what I'm saying? And people who are looking at this majority of the time are consumers.
Right.
So it even goes back to social media, like our brand is almost at 500,000. But based on the numbers and the relationships I know how the back end works, not even 100,000 people, not even 100,000 barbers that actually follow us are actual barbers or even licensed barbers.
Right.
The rest of them are just regular everyday consumer kids and other people who are looking for entertainment and also based on hashtagging.
Right. Right.
I'm raising my hand, JD, because and that's kind of why I asked the question, because I'm a client. I'm not a barber, but I just can't. I can't pay certain prices to barbers that aren't licensed. That's just me, So I'm on that side of the fence. If you don't have a license, you can't. And I know it. You can't charge. I'm not going to pay you. I'll just move on to the licensed barber. But that's why I asked the question, because I don't feel one way or the other as on that side. But on the client side, I'll pay you what you ask for if you got that certificate hanging up.
Right. Right.
Gotcha.
Right. With the quality. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, I completely respect that. Because, that doesn't bother me either way.
Right.
For sure.
Because at the end of the day, you're a paying client, and you come in for a service at the same time. You want to feel as comfortable as possible.
Right.
And if having that piece of paper give you more sense of comfortability,
Right.
then you have to respect that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Makes sense. So going forward, so you cut, you had the shop, you started cutting. So how long did you actually cut in the shop, just overall? Because I know we've talked and you've been out of the shop for a while. So how long did you cut in the shop, and how long have you not actively been in a shop cutting?
Well, technically, I actually opened up 4 barbershops throughout the state of Alabama.
Okay.
So it was very easy to do. I shut down two, sold one, and I kept the other one in Tuskegee, which I call, saying the flagship.
Okay.
And that shop was called, University Barbershop 1881.
Okay.
Because Tuskegee was erected in 1881.
Okay. That's what's up.
So, in terms of cutting hair, I opened my shop in 99.
Mm-hmm. And so,
I only think I cut, I think, less than 10 years as a shop professional.
Okay. And so once, what was the decision? What came about to make you leave the shop and end up just cutting hair solo and not in a shop environment?
Well, it wasn't any more so the solo thing. It was just more so that I went to college for marketing and management.
Okay.
I always thought myself as an entrepreneur.
Okay. And
I created the Barberpreneur back in 2013.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the Barberpreneur.
Yeah. So going back almost 15 years ago, I really got into trade shows a little bit more heavy. I used to always come to trade shows, and I had this infatuation about seeing different things you never experienced before. And you used to saw that, at the Black Expos in, Atlanta at the Bronner's at the top.
Right.
So what I noticed was you have plenty of barbers that have an amazing skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I get that. You have a lot of people who have the product knowledge. You have a lot of people who's very good at marketing.
Right.
I get all that. But what I get to see was the business aspect, not shop ownership, but just the business in general.
Okay.
So by me not seeing that, I found my niche. I created my niche by seeing what I felt was missing.
Okay.
So I turned around to the barbering aspect that I was gifted at doing since the age of 10. And what I was able to witness, I didn't want to come in and compete with that. I didn't want to be the next person on the platform and the brand. I did all that before.
Right.
So I wanted to stand completely out. I wanted to create something that was unique and genuine. Right. So what I did was I took the entrepreneurship and the barbering, and I merged those two things together, and I created the Barberpreneur. Then I began to write down notes and things of that nature, and I created my own curriculum called Barberpreneurship. So, and from that point, I came in and I began to teach.
Okay.
And I'm teaching you the aspects about business, you know what I'm saying, in and out with my Barberpreneurship course 101.
Right.
So I challenge everybody when it comes to that in terms of, the first thing you need to do when anything comes up, my initial question, it never changes, is you have to think it what it is you want. Then my second question, which is a follow-up, is what's called, the pen versus the pad. If you can think it, then you need to take that pen and you need to write it down.
Right.
Because I tell people, if you don't write it down, I don't take you seriously. At that point, it's just all talk.
Right.
And that's pretty much how the Barberpreneur was actually created. Since then, a lot of people have been, jacking my name, creating on IG pages for it, which I'm hitting one of my homies up now with a cease and desist that I took on tour. He, solved the whole Barberpreneurship brand, but, how we get down.
Right. Because you actually trademarked the term, right?
Yeah, LaShawn.
Right.
Our attorney.
Right.
She takes care of all that. And it's also copywritten. And I also own the hashtag, which I taught you how to own your own hashtag as well.
Absolutely.
So it's just a matter of time. Like with me, I'm the type who come in and you tell me this is your name and your company. I know go to uspto.gov or copyright.gov and do the necessary research. If it's not there, then, you know, you failed as a business owner. You failed as an entrepreneur. Because the term in terms of you have to spend money to make money, my interpretation of that is anything you create, you need to spend money to protect it before you turn around and take it to market.
True story. True story. That's what's up. Dropping them jewels, huh? So going from that, right? The Barberpreneur. So I ended up touching base with you and just meeting you through BarbersIncTv, right? For those of you that don't know, Barbers Inc. IG page, and you could tell us more about it. But you repost work of other barbers. You provide a platform for barbers who are doing their thing, and you really give them that platform. And I would assume that you really help a lot of barbers in the industry grow their brand as barbers. You have over 500,000 followers. You know, is something that's extremely huge. Tell us, you know, how that was created and what was the thought behind you creating that?
Oh, yeah. So in 2012, Barbers Inc. technically is a reality show. Okay. So our name is Barbers Inc. Reality TV Show. We are incorporated as an S Corp as such. Our social media handle is called Barbers Inc. TV, because Barbers Inc. wasn't available at the time it was being created. Okay. So Barbers Inc. was created off the premises of my idea that I came up with, that I wanted to do non-sketch but a real reality show based off the lives of 6 barbers from 6 different states, but it was going to entail what our life is like outside of a shop. Because, you know, you have the barbershop joints that's been done before. You have the shop that was done in New York State that lasted about 2 years, executive produced by, you know, Coffee. Right. And then you had another reality show called The Shop that a lot of people don't remember, that was based out of Vegas, that was actually executive produced by Mark Cuban, that was on Spike TV. And you had a bunch of white females in stilettos and fishnet pantyhose cutting people's hair and have a dialogue going back and forth with the men in the shop. Okay. And they had a 5-year run, which is the longest, you know what I'm saying, reality show amongst dealing with our industry to date. Right. And it was extremely successful. And based on my research, 2 things that made it successful. Number 1, the eye candy is being women, all females cutting, and it was all grooming men. That's number 1. Number 2, the brilliancy of having it on Spike TV. With Spike TV, you had another version of like MMA on there, but it wasn't UFC. You had the trucking shows, the muscle cars, all this manly show that came on Spike Television. So it was a good fit to have that on there. And me just being who I am, doing my necessary research, I thought that was brilliant. Right. You know what I'm saying? Versus just looking for the first network. So the fast forward dealing with Barbers Inc., the concept was dope. It was written out. And we actually had a reality show deal with WeTV. So that deal fell through. And then I tried to pursue it again, but my business partner and a former publicist who actually believed in the brand and helped me develop it, Cassie came back, and I wanted to continue to push forward. Now, unless she was completely 100% involved. Okay. So to fast forward, just to stay relevant, we began to go out and look for different haircuts. And, you know, didn't know a lot of barbers at that time. We just went out to look for different haircuts. And we began to pull those barbers and haircuts that we found over to our page. Right. So in order to do that, we was doing that through hashtags. Okay. That's the reason why we're so big on hashtagging. We'll go through hashtags like barber, barbershop, barberine. It wasn't a whole lot of hashtags then, and we would go out and legitimately find different barbers from different cities and states from across the world, and we would take their work, screenshot it, put it on Barbers Inc., put their name on it, as well as certain hashtags. Right. And then from that point, we began to build that brand up. So granted, we're not the first feature page, but we were one of the original 4. Okay. Because at the time, you only had Barbershop Connect. Okay. You had National Barbers Association, and you had Barber since '98. Okay. So I know the owners of all those pages. And then when we came along, we strictly came along as a reality show. But 2 out of 3 of those pages, brought us in with open arms. There was only 4 of us for years.
Okay.
So anything that went down in the industry, they hit us for. And once we posted it on our page, it was like a stamp of approval, and everybody would flock to these shows just based off whatever we post back in the day on our 4 pages.
Right.
This is how crazy it was then before it became saturated.
Wow. So, like I said, you have over
close to 500,000.
Half a million followers, right? When did you know? At what point did you and your team know that you were on to something big? Just with that type of following. At what point?
Once we got close to 10,000 followers.
Really? So just every day, new followers. Because it was, for me, I've only been on IG for maybe about a year and a half, right? So, I wasn't the big social media guy. And then once I stepped out of what I was doing and said, okay, I'm going to just, barber full time. I've been barbering for years, but I'm going to just do this full time. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. I'm going for it, right? So I get on there and I see it, and it was just intriguing, right? That somebody would, just really, it's almost, pretty much lending a helping hand to help other people catapult in the industry. And then you see some amazing work on there as well. I also noticed with IG, man, when you're posting day in, day out, it's a job, man. It takes a lot. So did you put your team, so you guys are posting, all day, every day. You guys put a lot of posts. How do you keep up? Like, do you have a big team, or how do you guys go about that?
There's only 2 of us.
Are you serious?
That's a heart attack. It used to only be like me and my publicist. And then now it's just me and my personal assistant, Brandon.
Wow.
That's it.
How many phones?
I'm on 15 pages.
Man.
How many phones?
I'm on 15 pages.
Yeah. Man,
I got 485,000 Barbers Inc. My personal page is 17,000.
Right.
Phone equipment is at 60,000.
Man. And just YouTube. I said just YouTube. Wow. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. And then we built a Facebook fan page, BarbersIncTv, up to like 13,000.
Wow.
And we verified on Facebook.
Wow.
And 8,000 on Twitter.
That's what's up. And it's huge for upcoming barbers. So also talk about the 5K, because that's really what I came on, right? Like, I didn't have followers. I'm trying to, build a following, just trying to get in the mix of things. And then I see this 5K and under. I was like, damn, that's dope. What made you create that? Was it solely the thought of trying to help barbers increase a following?
No, so it's real simple. What happened was a good friend of ours by the name of Anthony the Barber. He's a master barber shop owner of 2 shops in Sacramento, California.
Okay.
So what he used to do was put a post maybe like once a week. So he would show love to people, I think, who was like under 1,000 followers, or no, it was under like, I think, 10,000 followers or something like that.
Okay.
And he would do it for like a couple of months or so. And when he did that, it was not only was it intriguing, but it was extremely inspiring. So, in so many words, I kind of, wait to get his blessing.
Right.
And whenever I first started doing that, I used to tag him and let him know who was inspired by Anthony Barber 916.
That's what's up.
So we did it years back, and then I stopped it. And then I did it again, then I stopped it, and then I brought it back, so it's going to be another full year.
Okay.
So what I like to do is just dedicate it strictly to Mondays, because we get the DMs. We don't get to check a lot of DMs because we just get jammed up so much with it. And you get a lot of emails as well.
I appreciate, I don't mean to cut you out, I appreciate you got a hold of mine. Real talk.
That's what a lot of people say. We do respond. They're like, oh my God, nobody responds. I appreciate it. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's another young lady built her brand completely out in Arizona, gave her all my contacts, and now her skincare product is doing really well. We've been around 4 months off of my referrals.
That's what's up, man.
All because she hit us in a DM, and she's not even a barber.
That's really wow.
Yeah, she's not even a barber. Her name is Katie. Let's keep growing.
Okay.
And single mom doing really well, and put a whole team around her that supports her and get everything in a cost-effective way. Same way I sent it to the same graphics person, attorney, the whole nine.
Right.
And she's off and running.
Man,
go ahead.
No, I just say I appreciate all those contacts, man.
Yeah, we was talking about I think
because matter of fact, AP he actually did our logo for the podcast, and it came out extremely dope. Shout out to AP. You know, and of course that was your connection. You know, I met him through you, and so you know, those connections have been extremely valuable, bro. And so I appreciate it. That's
oh man, that's nothing wrong with them.
That's what's
but after you cut with the 5K, they don't think we pay attention, but we see the response. We see somebody comment, and you know, we don't care about what about the little guy. I can only give people with this number and that number. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I have to post and explain to people. You talk about we posting people with the big numbers, but you tell these people with the big numbers was once in your position. Mm. But the difference between what you're doing and what they're doing is you're sitting here complaining to us, trying to get our attention, versus asking what did they do to get in that position, which was continue to post, continue to properly hashtag, and just continue to put their work in and post and continue to get engaged. Because if you look at every post that we put up, we give you instructions.
Yeah.
We're going to say who this work belongs to. After that, we say to be featured, hashtag BarbersIncTv or BarbersInc. Because what we do, people add us all the time.
Yeah. And
we get somebody to add, they'll go in and out within your page within a nanosecond. Mm-hmm. So we took it upon ourselves is to go into Explorer, follow our own hashtag, which is BarbersInc and BarbersIncTv, and to research the haircuts that way.
Okay.
So it gives a more open array to look at different haircuts from around the world that's upcoming and also seasonal barbers.
Okay.
And because of people like yourself, we've achieved close to 5.8 million hashtags worldwide.
Wow. That's what's up. Congratulations to that. That's what's up. And it's crazy.
I don't know how powerful that is.
It's crazy you were reading my mind, because that was my follow-up question just to give to the listeners, because it's funny. You know, I look a lot of Mondays, and you know, you have people. I think there are a lot of people that are geeked and hyped up on those Mondays, and then you have those people who are you know, also asking, you know, how do you guys go? How's the process, you know, of getting their work posted? So that was a question that I was getting ready to ask you. So that's what's up. Thanks for sharing that information.
Well, it's sad within our industry, and it kind of hurts my feelings a little bit, is because with social media, it turns a lot of barbers and a lot of other people to things: lazy and ignorant. And the reason why I said it, and I think you and I had this discussion off topic before, is the fact that people neglect to read now.
Right.
We're more visual people now.
Right.
We see something that's cool, and even when it comes to your flyers, I always tell you, like, gosh, okay, you can have the best product, but if your flyer is not up to date, it neglects the whole thing you're trying to get done. So your graphics need to match your product as well as vice versa.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, we'll put the information there where people neglect to read, and as you read within the comment, and we put the information there in front of you on every post, they'll filter around and say, hey, how can I get on your page, or how can I be featured, or, you know.
Right. And it's right
the
there.
Same thing, so.
Plain as day.
Correct. So social media makes a lot of us lazy. It's not as lazy.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're neglecting to read, so that's why I'm expressing to you. We need to put things capital letters. You have to use emoji. You have to say, please read. That's what we put for the post every Monday.
Right.
We say, please read.
Right.
We give you instructions the whole time. And it's just unfortunate, regardless of what we put in, people still going to turn around and DM you or email you and ask the same identical question.
Right.
It's to the point we don't even get upset. I stopped getting upset after the first 2 or 3 months and just realized, okay, hey, this is who you are.
Right.
This is what we get upset. So, we'll still ask you questions that we make time for.
Right. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And I, and it took me a while just to let it sink all in. I'm like, man, these cats probably get so many DMs that it's unbelievable. Because you guys post, you post so much. So I know you're getting a lot of DM hits and people trying to get their work. So yeah, we just want to throw that out there because I know you put that. It's always bold and it's right there, and then you always look at comments and somebody has asked something that's sitting right there in plain view. So sometimes, man, I just get tickled just reading it. Yeah,
everything considered repetitive, right?
Right. But man, that you and the 3 other companies that started, man, I just think that is genius, and I see also with the comments, man, you guys get a lot of love because, man, people are thirsty and honored and privileged when you put that work on that because everybody's trying to be noticed and everybody's trying to grow. So, man, so salute you guys for that. I think that's awesome.
I appreciate it, man. We've all been there, but we never try to get noticed on no other pages. So it's just like I had a vision. Mm-hmm. I know what I wanted to create, and I spoke with my team then. Mm-hmm. We built it. We knew how we wanted to attack it, right. And we made some noise.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? But to be honest with you, the first 3, maybe 4 years,
mm-hmm.
not the first 3 years, nobody knew who I was.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of us were always behind the scenes, and we did that strategically.
Right.
Because it shows if people really genuinely want to work with the brand, right. Or they're curious to look for favors with the person who owns the brand.
Absolutely. Makes all.
You know what I'm saying? So, absolutely. So when we post people haircuts, we don't charge for that.
Right.
That's considered a courtesy because our page don't move if it's not for you guys.
Right.
So when I said this page wouldn't grow without you, I mean as collectively, like we all contribute to this page.
Right.
Like Barbers Inc. is the only page that posts the most behind Barbershop Today.
Really?
Nobody's close to it.
Man, you guys.
The numbers don't lie.
You guys are relentless with that posting, and I posted. I'm like, woo! This is man. This could be a job in and of itself.
Absolutely.
Man. So.
Absolutely.
I have another question before my man Jinx asks a question. So, piggybacking off the Barbers Inc., and it's interesting that you said, for the first 3 or 4 years you were, behind the scenes and nobody knew you. So at this point, I realize you have some real major connections. How did you create such large following in the personal relationships, not only in the barbering and the hair industry, but beyond as well? Because I kept up during this pandemic. You've been creative, having Zoom conversations with major people in the industry, and just I'm steady watching the following. How did you create that? Was Barbers Inc. part of that process?
During the pandemic, or just curious?
No, just overall, because I watched so many people that you were in tune with and had personal relationships. Like during the pandemic, you getting everybody on the phone. You getting major barbers. You're getting just a little bit of everybody. 360 G's. You got everybody, and I'm like, and we've talked, and I see like, man, he's super plugged. He knows a gang of people in the industry and beyond the industry. Just how was that created?
Gotcha. Correct. So, with 360 Jeezy, I met Jeezy when he was in barber school. Jeezy used to sit in my haircutting classes.
Really? That's what's
I used to get invited to come up to to the Bay Area in Vallejo, California.
Okay.
And that's how I met Jeezy. He used to sit in my classes. I used to be one of the most sought out people to come out and either teach a haircutting class or to teach my barberpreneurship. That's just how long I've been around.
Okay.
So I got a chance to meet Jeezy almost 7-8 years ago when he got started. He was still in school.
Okay.
And to see where he's at. So for me, it's not a secret, but as a business person, when you understand the industry, you would know how to work.
Right.
I always work from the inside out, not the outside in. Most people flock to what they see and what they know.
Okay.
And who do they know? They know educators. They know brand ambassadors. They know platform artists, correct? And they also know certain brands that constantly fed to them, just like music is constantly fed to them, certain cars, certain news channels. Everything is repetitively fed to you. For me, all of that is a front. It's just a fake. I need to get inside that engine. So I always work inside out. I want to get to the people who's cutting your check. So I need to get to the director of marketing. I need to get to the person who's over director of sales. You know what I'm saying? I need to go to the people who writing our checks, who's the CFOs. So I would go to these major hair shows as an attendant, and that's how I'm able to meet the powers that be. Because the powers that be is there with a badge on. You just think they're just another salesperson, but they constantly, usually walk around, ask a question from time to time, but they're usually there to overseeing salespeople and the interaction. And that's how I move. I move strategically. So I always work inside out. I want to know who the distributors were. Knowing that Illinois, Indiana is the main place for distributors. I always knew that when it comes to getting major products, certain hair shows produce that. Right. You know what I'm saying? I know there's one in Vegas. I know you got American Beauty Show in Chicago. I made it my business to figure and know all that stuff out. That's why I initially established my relationship with that.
That's what's up. Yeah, that makes sense. What you say, you work from the inside out. That's what's up. Because at the end of the day, those are the movers and the shakers. It's cool when you have people who got all the following, but like you said, I want to know who cuts the checks. Yeah, hey,
correct.
You just gave me something. I'm putting that in my gift bag.
You got to realize whenever you approach the brand ambassadors, if they're not saying we're looking to add to our team, that's like a threat to them. Okay. They think you're threatening their position because you could be a better skilled barber, you could be a better person in sales and or marketing, but they fought and scraped to get to where they at. Well deserved. Right. But sometimes it can seems threatening to them. To me, that's not threatening because that's not something I plan on doing for the rest of my life. Right. It's always supposed to be a rotating door. You always want to elevate.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So therefore, it's cool to meet you, but if you're really asking to put in a word for you, or you're asking who can I give my resume to, a lot of them will be hesitant, or they'll take your information and pass it on. Or do you really think they put in a good word for you? Or when you actually meet the powers that be, they have no clue that you even exist. Let's don't come up in a conversation.
Interesting. Okay.
Facts.
Yes, sir.
So, JD, I've just been taking this all in. Like, I'm not a barber. I've already said
you
that.
had a couple times.
Yeah. So, I guess that's my unofficial disclaimer for maybe some of the things I'm about to ask. But with that being said, do you wake up every day and consider yourself a barber, or have you just kind of used the barber culture and the barber trade to elevate the entrepreneurship and barberpreneurship? Is that more, has that taken over your day to day and not just being behind the chair? Can you say that? Can you understand what I'm trying to ask?
I think so. So what drives me every morning is, my main objective is to get better every day at what it is I do. Okay. And basically, I'm good at cutting hair, but I'm great at making things happen, and that can be anything. I'm great in terms of relationships, making phone calls, being in position, closing deals, taking care of proposals, doing the business plan, all this stuff I am great at doing. But what I really pride myself in, like, I can foresee things that I just think is a gift for me, and it's just a matter of getting with the right people to put things in the right position, and from that point, people be able to see it. And the way I speak and how I articulate, I do certain things, and the things that I see, it's unfortunate a lot of people in the industry don't foresee the same thing on that vision, so therefore they're several light years behind me versus on the same page that's out in front of me. So to really answer your question, I just get up every morning to be better than what I was before, and I just want to be financially retired. There's two things I always want to do: be financially retired and to make my mother proud.
That's what's up.
So until those two things are accomplished, I'm going to still have the same mindset all the time. So I put up a post several years ago, and I said, if your parents is not retired, if your parents are still working, you need to continue to cut. You need to cut hair. So my mom is retired because my baby sister retired her years ago because she was a real estate guru and moved to Colorado.
That's what's up.
But so therefore, that allowed me to step from behind the chair full-fledged almost 15 years ago and really pursue other things I wanted to do.
That's a blessing.
So
with the question that he just asked, right? So now, we know you're much more than a barber. So, but with that being said, barbering has led to some major opportunities for you, right? So for those who don't know, for instance, for those who don't know, you're the comedian Country Wayne's personal barber. So you had the privilege to tour with him and go all over the country and maybe some other areas, I'm not sure, but you can say barbering provided you an opportunity to get in that realm to do some other things. Would you agree with that statement?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So absolutely. So Country Wayne is not my first celebrity client that I toured with.
Okay.
So I've toured, with the likes of Minute Large before. I've toured with Bishop Eddie Long.
Okay.
The late Bishop Eddie Long. I toured with Minister Dietrich Haddon. Okay. Before. And the list kind of goes on and on. I've cut celebrities from, Benzino from Love and Hip Hop, Dave Mays, the former Source, magazine. So Budapest's Beat, one of the top producers.
Okay.
You name them, I've touched them.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just the type of person that, even with Country Wayne, him and I never took a picture together. I come in, I do my job, I keep it moving.
Right.
I'm one of those type barbers. I'm not photo shy. I'm just not the one that's all in the pictures and videos and stuff. Granted, Wayne wants me in a lot of the videos. We've taken hundreds of videos over the past 5+ years.
Right.
But it was just a pleasure to know Wayne back when he was a rapper. I came on his video shoots.
So Wayne started out a rapper, huh?
Yeah, Wayne is dope. So when you see him freestyle, that's all legit. That's how we first met.
Okay.
Yeah. So the video director was my client. I used to come on Wayne's video shoots, cutting the director's hair while he doing the video for Wayne.
Okay.
And I was introduced to him. And to Wayne's credit, he's like, I got a dope barber back home in South Georgia. To me, that don't bother me. Like, respect him, always give respect to other barbers.
Right.
But he came to Atlanta one day, I had to catch a flight, and he asked my number. I cut him, I laced him. Now we 8 years in the game.
That's what's up.
Now, where is he from? Because when he first started bubbling, like it just seemed like he was not from Atlanta, but a small town, and he had clubs.
Yeah, he has 2 clubs called the Spot 1 and the Spot 2. He's from what you call South Georgia. He's from a small town called Millen, Georgia, on the other side of Statesboro, Georgia, down 75 South.
Okay.
So, Wayne used to throw parties and things like that. He used to invite me down at times. And real cool guy. What you see on social media, what you get is Wayne been the same person since I met him.
That's what's up.
So I can honestly say he hasn't changed. The only thing that changed is, he stopped eating meat, and everybody on our team except for one went vegan because of him.
Okay.
So I credit me becoming vegan because of Wayne.
That's what's up. Can you tell us just about some of your just some of the privileges, places that you've been able to tour? How long you've been touring, kind of nonstop with Wayne?
Yeah. Well, with Wayne, I'm his only tour barber. I'm his only personal barber, so I'm not the only one to cut his hair.
Okay.
In 2017, I had a hiatus, so therefore I was on the set cutting hair for the movie Night School.
Okay.
So I was one of the three barbers for that, myself and John Burgundy.
Okay.
And he was, he's Kevin Hart's personal barber.
I was going to say that, right? Yeah.
Correct. And I was brought in through a lady who was the key to the makeup trailer, and her name was Andrea Mona Bone. They call her Mona B.
Okay.
And she actually recruited me, and I came on, and I was one of the barbers for the movie Night School. I got credit for that.
That's what's up.
And from that point, that morphed into me cutting hair for Roddy for the TV show Dynasty, the reboot, and some other things. So, but yeah, with Wayne, once he took off, he was booked every weekend for 5 straight years until COVID hit.
Wow. And so
we've been to 45, maybe 46, 45 states, one country.
Okay.
We've been everywhere except for Alaska, Hawaii, Vegas, and Iowa. No, we've been to Iowa. They haven't do North and South Dakota and Maine.
Okay.
So other than that, we've been everywhere.
Wow, just all over the place.
Every weekend, every time. So I won't be to Atlanta for 5, 6 months at a time. That's just how much it was going. So yeah.
That's what's up.
I saw his breakfast. I'm sorry, JD. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
His Breakfast Club interview?
I saw his Breakfast in the Club interview, and he said his bills was $70,000 a month.
Yeah, that's all right.
Wow. So,
and he was in his 20s then when we did that interview.
Really?
Yeah, all of us were standing outside the glass at the Breakfast Club in the top floor in New York.
Okay.
When we did that interview.
And was y'all really looking for Club Truth? That's what he said.
Hilarious. I'll put it like this: if Wayne said it, then hey, that's what it was.
Man, that dude is hilarious.
Yeah, man, he's very generous, hilarious. He takes care of his business.
That's what's up.
And I always tell him all the time, like, I'm proud of him. I never ask him for anything. I tell him like I tell everybody else, just stay my friend.
That's what's up.
That's it. Like, he's the only comedian to come off of Facebook. He started on Facebook.
That's what's up.
And to bring a personal barber on the road from the jump.
That's what's up. Just grind.
And
all right, JD, I gotta ask. To go on the road, it has to be worth your while. So I mean, the floor is yours. I mean, we're an up and coming podcast. I mean, can you give some inspiration to the barbers? Like, what is that check like?
Man, I posted one of my checks before, man. Somebody told me it was Photoshop. Man, I had to come back and do a video.
All right, Joe.
Let them know.
I ain't gonna press you. I just thought maybe you would, but.
But nah, it's all jokes set aside. I tell everybody's situation is different.
Right.
So in my case, I'm single with no children.
That's what's up.
So by that, I'm able to move as I needed to be fit, and whatever my monthly bills were, my weekly bills were, it needed to match whatever it was in order for me to leave cutting hair and doing other things to come on the road. Because I was first asked to come on the road on tour, I'm like, okay, I'm taking you out for a weekend or two, yada, yada, yada. And then they started sending me the tour schedules. They went from a month to 6 weeks, to 6 weeks to 4 months, to 4 months. So we got a schedule for 8 months. From 8 months, we got a whole schedule for a year and a half. I'm like, hold on, what, wait? And then we're in the city for 4 or 5 days at a time, and he's knocking out 2 or 3 shows a night. Like, he was truly grinding.
That's what's up.
So, but to answer your question, everybody's situation is different. So, he asked me, and I've been on tour before, and I'm like, okay, I never been on a comedy tour before, and Wayne is Wayne. Wayne is cool. He's extremely cool. He has high faith, and all my checks clear. His family oriented. He treats you just like it is. He treats you like family. You know what I'm saying? So there was no complaints, and it was just his family and his barber. You know what I'm saying? That was it. So I hope I was able to answer your question. But for me,
yeah. I mean, I understand. We all, you can't give everything up, But we got to try. We got to try.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say, what's in that bubble stays in that bubble. What I love about us barbers is a couple of things. People sit in our chair, and we receive so much information.
Right.
And people don't ask us to keep this to ourselves. That's really just barbering, what I call barbering one-on-one.
No doubt.
Because we're truly like your therapist or your psych, your strength, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And we're sworn to secrecy just by you sitting in that chair. You're not asking us to keep that information. That should just be a rule of thumb.
True story.
And it used to be times I used to just go home with so much information on my head based on so many different conversations and so forth and so on. So to tell you what I just told you is 100% the truth. It was just like, this is what I'm making. If this can be matched or close to it, so be it.
That's what's up.
And from that point, I got a raise every year to the point it was beyond worth my while.
That's what's up.
To the point where we're not on the road right now, but therefore I'm still getting taken care of.
That's what's up. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So, absolutely. So, if I don't want to cut hair no more, I'm okay.
That's what's up. That's a blessing.
JD, didn't I tell you I wasn't a barber?
You reiterated that 3 times now, so I'm keeping count.
We're gonna have I'm not a barber counter.
So with just your entrepreneurial mindset, just outside of barbering and how you bring that together, can you tell us just about some of your other entrepreneurial ventures that barbering has paved the way for?
Man, it's very simple. You and I had a conversation plenty of times, off camera about this. Everything that I'm doing is about the industry,
right.
Meaning the glam industry.
Absolutely.
But it's not for the industry.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that one more time. Everything that I've developed is about the glam industry,
right.
But it's not for the glam industry.
That's what's up.
So I'm gonna break it down real simple. By me saying that, it's very simple. People within our industry are going to support you only so far.
Mm-hmm.
But I try to tell barbers all the time, you have almost 8 billion people in the world. When you put stuff out with social media in person, who is your target market? Mm-hmm. It shouldn't change. It should be regular, everyday consumers.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I just went to the basics, got online, and researched what are the top situations when it comes to anything. That was women and children.
Right.
It doesn't change. So when that happened, I developed a new concept called Junior Master Barber. So with Junior Master Barber, I basically mirrored Master Chef Junior, where Gordon Ramsay comes on Fox with these kids under the age of 15 and they're cooking.
Yes, sir.
So I developed a concept with kids between the ages of 9 to 15 cutting hair. I didn't want to do anything over the age of 15 because it was boring. Because I started cutting hair at 10.
Okay.
And I was proficient by the age of 14. And I was cutting everybody in the neighborhood of my football team by the time I was 16. So I wanted something that was younger, that was appealing. So I attacked it that way. And my business partner named Guy loved the concept. And he took it to his friend, which is Ted Serrano. And Ted Serrano is the CEO of Netflix. So, based on me having relationships, it's just like that. From that point, I sent out my proposal, and within a couple of weeks, I got 2 investors. So now we're going to California to shoot it, the complete season, within 2.5 weeks. And the concept is brilliant because kids going to be on there competing for $10,000 in cash. They'll be sponsored by a clipper company of our choice for a complete year. But the grand prize is that kid, male or female, will receive a full-fledged scholarship to Paul Mitchell Beauty School, courtesy of John Mosley, Mr. Popular Nobody.
And that's one of your guys, right?
Yeah, that's a good friend of mine. He's a legend from the West.
Yes, absolutely.
That's Kendrick Lamar's personal barber.
Okay, I remember you did during this pandemic. You had him on and did a Zoom, and it was the first time that you know I got to be familiar with his name. Yeah, that's what's up.
Absolutely.
Because I believe he was saying that he either helped or wrote the curriculum for Paul Mitchell.
He didn't help at all. He actually developed the whole barber curriculum for Paul Mitchell.
That's what's up.
So he's the brainchild behind that. And so Paul Mitchell didn't have a curriculum for barbering, and he did what he did. And the beautiful thing is he's a melanated man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's what we at with Junior Master Barber. That's our baby, and I formed another partnership. Well, by the time this air, people will know we got popping. Is I got into shipping pods.
Okay.
And we have a relationship now, and I pitched to my business partner, Guy, and we developed a 3D rendering and AutoCAD rendering of what I wanted to do with these shipping pods for the barbershops and beauty salons, and basically for the glam industry, called Glam Tank.
Okay.
And we just brokered a major $700 million deal. I can't say what to, but come March, we finna transform the industry, and basically start between 10 to 20 grand. And I'm basically taking the powers out of shop owners, because people need to understand, like, you're a business owner, you're not a shop owner, and unless you actually own your property.
Absolutely.
So that's the difference. So now I'm going to give you the ability for you to build your credit, business or personal, purchase your land, and you can drop this pod on your land, and it's ready to go within 3 to 5 days once you get the land. Yeah. Once you purchase your land, it takes less than a week to build it completely out.
Wow.
And you're done. And we're implementing solar panels and generators to it to combat using regular electricity. So I'm doing a lot of different things that's groundbreaking. But the beautiful thing is not only helping my industry, but it's giving back to my industry. So once it comes off the ground, I'm going to dedicate 2 to 3 years where people can literally invite me out, and I will educate for free without having to pay me, as to give back to my industry. Because a lot of people they make 6 figures or 7 figures, and they still take from my industry.
Right.
And I challenge people all the time. You can give me the top 5 people that are financially well off, but actually give back to the industry versus still draining the industry.
Right.
And nobody cannot name 5. So those are things I try to tell people to think about. You know what I'm saying? You make your money, but what are you doing to say thank you besides doing a Cyber Monday or Black Friday, which I don't do Black Fridays, if they actually know their history.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But what are you doing to give back to say thank you?
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? My contribution right now is to post as many haircuts as we possibly can to say thank you for having interest within our industry. Thank you for taking our industry to a new bar. Thank you for putting out dope haircuts. Thank you for marketing. But most of all, thank you for hashtagging us, because you thought enough of us put my hashtag within your post to show the world.
That's what's up.
Like, that's big to me.
That's what's up.
Because if people knew the numbers, like our hashtag, close to 5.8 million. We're the second most used hashtag for feature pages behind Barbershop Connect. But I am the fifth most used hashtag that's anything barber related worldwide.
That's what's up. And the amazing part of all this to me is it started with a vision and clippers, you know, being behind the chair, and that is absolutely amazing. Just your vision, like I said, you know, bring you on. You're visionary, and it motivates me, man. And this is why we, you know, wanted to provide this platform, because, you know, it doesn't have to be a barber. These type of stories and these journeys, anybody can relate. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It just makes me go and you know, when I talked to you for the first time, you was like, man, what you doing with that beard culture, man? That man, that's a nice brand. You know, it just made me believe that someone else that I'd never met before, you know, who's doing something in the industry, saw something and thought the same thing that I thought. You know what I mean? And you need that type of inspiration, and that's why we're bringing this about. So with that being said, what advice do you have just for up and coming young barbers?
That's easy. Number one, stay away from the repetitive people that tell you to continue to grind. Continue to keep your head down. You'll get there one day. Stay away from those people. Right. Because we all know whatever they're telling you is not the formula that actually use. Some is by chance, some is by luck, some actually follows a certain process, and some just went out there and just took it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody has a different story in terms of their way of coming up and achieving where they are in terms of what they consider success.
Right.
So anybody that's considered up and coming, network. Continue to hone in on your skill set. Add to your craft. If it's through social media, if it's through YouTube, if it's just band classes, if it's going to barber school, whatever it is, be the best of whatever you can be at with those tools first. From that point, have a plan. You know what I'm saying? I always ask people when I teach a class, what do you want to do? You have options. You can be a shop owner, which is dope. You can be a platform artist. You can be some type of tour celebrity barber. You can be a brand ambassador. So what's really sexy, it's really cool just to be a master barber, to come to work in a barbershop and cut hair.
Right.
We've gotten so past the point that we don't even look at being a master barber isn't cool anymore. Like, we got to be doing something else.
Right.
If I could do it all over again, I would open up shops, because it's a babysitting job. To come in and pay booth rent, make as much money as I want, and still go home and don't have to worry about the hustle and bustle of the life insurance and dealing with different attitudes, that's super dope. That's really super dope. I can pay your booth rent and still maximize as much as I want to based on how much I market it and come to work and do my job. So my advice, once again, if you hear somebody say continue to grind or get there, keep your head down, run and go in the opposite direction as fast as you possibly can. Because they lying.
Right.
A lot of I know their story.
Right.
And I will still sit there and listen to them, hear them tell people it's garbage.
Right.
But it's not my place to intervene.
Right.
Or you come to me, I'm gonna keep it funky with you. I'm just gonna tell you exactly how it is.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? How do you get to where you at, JD? My mom cut my hair, which was dope, but she gave me this BS Hilltop line. It was very feminine, and she still sent me to school that way. I got roasted. I mean, roasted for days until my hair grew back.
Right.
And I took those same Orchard clippers, and I started practicing on myself, and I was butchering my little brother. that's initially how I got into this industry.
That's what's up.
I was forced into it because of, and all that's in my book.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So that's my advice, guys. So they can take it or leave it, but if you want the truth, you know, okay, hone in on your skills, do as much as you can, so therefore it's no slippage on that end, and from that, continue to network. And network from that side out. And just have a plan. Most people go in blind. You got to have a plan.
Right.
This world is not friendly.
No doubt.
It will kick you around and kick you around until it kicks you out.
No doubt. As they say, facts. For real.
Big facts. Yeah.
Man, I appreciate it. I think you shut it down with that one, bro.
Yeah, we're an hour and 16 in.
Real talk. Just
I appreciate it. I don't think
right.
Yeah,
and all your talk, you know, even off the air, you know, when we chop it up, everything is, you know, authentic and straight to the point, man. And that's appreciating something to be said. You know what I mean? You're not telling people what they want to hear. You telling people what they need to hear. You know what I mean? And you don't get that authenticity very often. You know what I mean? So, man, man, it's been a pleasure having you on. You know, we could chop it up all day. We're not gonna keep you all day because I block the rest of the evening all strictly for you guys. Man, we greatly appreciate it, man. We've had a great time just listening to you drop jewels, man. And like I said, that's what it's about for us, for people to be inspired the same way that we're inspired. You know, even my buddy, my co-host, you know, he's not a barber, as he said what you say 3 times before, but he can still draw.
See, I didn't even have to say it this time, JD.
He can still,
absolutely, man.
You know, but it's still inspiration being drawn from the jewels you dropping, man, and that's what this is all about. Like you said, giving back and you know, moving forward. So,
absolutely, man, and that's what it's about. You know, I became a Mason in '99, and we just built on community service, and those values, you know, just stuck with me then. And you know, but in all retrospect, guys, all jokes to the side, you know, kudos to you guys. Like, you need to give your damn self a clap and a pat on the back. You need to take a bow for, you know, taking the initiative and stepping out of your comfort zone and creating a podcast, man, and just keeping it funky. Everybody has a voice, everybody has a story, and wanting to expound on that. You know what I'm saying? You have one person's foot within the industry, which is you, and you have your business partner who's a regular everyday consumer who's not within the industry, and you have 2 different opinionated people who coming together to create this particular podcast. And I think it's dope.
Appreciate
you know what I'm saying? So, you know, kudos to you guys, and, you know, to see your growth, you know what I'm saying, from going behind the chair to, you know, wanting to grow your brand and do other things. You're doing that. You know, it doesn't matter just getting started. You know, we all be scared and don't want to fail, but you only get better through failed situations, because now we turn those failed situations into what? You know what I'm saying? Lessons.
Absolutely.
So we know what not to do. Absolutely. So kudos to you guys, man. And I really want to appreciate you guys thinking of me to have me on.
No doubt.
I don't think it's like,
and again, I appreciate, man. I tell a lot of people who, you know, don't know who you are, you know, sitting in my chair just using examples of how, you know, I met this brother through social media, man. He, you know, helped me with some ventures, and in some aspects has been more of a help than people I've known my whole entire life. And you know, it's something to be said about that, you know, because a lot of times, you know, people have knowledge, they have jewels, they have contacts, and they hover over them and they keep them to themselves. You know what I mean? And with me, man, you just been an open book from, you know, taking it upon yourself to just give me the information, to your attorney, to your graphic, you know, designer, to posting beard culture ads on Barbers Inc. TV, just doing things that you didn't have to do, and not asking for anything in return, but just for me to be as genuine as you are. And man, that goes a long way, bro, and I'll forever be indebted to that, bro.
That's all love. Just continue to stay you, continue to grow your brand. If anything else I can help you with, man, I'm just a phone call away. It's really just that simple. I always told you, what people fail to do, they never follow up.
Absolutely.
But you follow up.
Absolutely.
I'm going to follow up, baby. I promise you that.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
And we hope to follow up. We hope to follow up with we hope to follow up with a part 2 in the future sometime. As we continue to do our thing, and
you do your thing.
You do your thing, and we'll meet at the top.
Absolutely.
And do this again, hopefully.
But they know hopefully, man. So that's testament. I'm not saying phone number for almost 18 years, so I don't do text messaging. Yeah. So if you call me, he knows. If you call me,
stand on that.
I don't have. Yeah. So let me clarify, man. I run 2 cell phones, okay? It used to be 3. I'm down to 2. Right. I use one for TV and film, and I use one that I have personal. So my phone rings and dings so much that I took all notifications off for text messaging because it's just annoying. I don't do the group chat. I don't do none of that stuff. It's just completely annoying. Whatever you're going to send me your life story in a text message, you can pick up the phone and tell me in 15 seconds. Right. And plus, I'm old school. I'm 45. And I come from the culture where, therefore, when you speak to people, it's more personal.
Absolutely.
And you don't get a misunderstanding through a text message. You don't get the autocorrect in text messaging. I didn't mean to say that. It's none of that. I can pick up the phone, converse with you, say what we need to get today, good or bad, happy, sad, business or personal. Right. And then from that, I can disconnect. Because nowadays I wear an earpiece. So I can answer to the earpiece and still be being productive or whatever else I got going on and converse with you versus me taking the time to read a text, respond to the text, put this down and come back and do what I'm doing. Okay. Like, that just works, for me.
Right.
So, but in any event, he's like, yeah, you stand on that.
Right.
But I'll give you my truth as to why I don't do text messaging because I took all notifications and stuff off. So it doesn't ring, it don't show up on my phone. It's just, oh man.
That's what's up.
But yeah, my phone's still ringing, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
When it stops ringing, then I might go revert to that.
Right, so then you might have to do something different.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, but yeah, whenever you guys want to do this, you have my number.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I'm extremely proud of you guys. Congratulations. I would love to come back for part 2, part 3.
Absolutely.
If you want to, I can give you guys an exclusive for February. My children's book dropped on February 23rd worldwide.
That's
yeah.
Without a doubt.
So let's make that happen.
Yeah, we'll definitely lock that in.
I can give you guys
and to provide information of how we can purchase that and support that venture.
Oh, yeah, I'm on. I can see you the link, but as of right now, you just look. You can go to Amazon right now, pre-order. Just put in J. Dillard, and my children's book will pop up. So okay. I'm the first licensed master barber for the state of Mississippi to get a major publishing deal. I actually scored a 3-book deal. With Random House, which is the largest publishing company in the world.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. So they reached out to me and my team and gave us a $30,000 advance for a 3-book series, and now we're in talks with DreamWorks about turning my children's book series into an animated series.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So, and I have grandchildren, so I'm definitely gonna hop on Amazon and shop with you, man. I'm definitely gonna support.
Oh, it's all love, man. So the cool thing is the first book is 9% true. It's based off my life, cutting hair since the age of 10 in Mississippi. Okay. So it talks about my journey in a children's form.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to write an adult novel, you know what I'm saying, or fiction about anything. I wanted to touch young people and to inspire them that it's cool to hop into the glam industry and to have a career prior to high school.
Right.
Graduated from high school, to let them know that we don't view our industry as a hustle, that you can actually provide for your kid. You can contest to that, send them to college,
No doubt.
Provide everything they need to do, get them a car, insurance, put food on the table, standing behind that chair and providing the service to others.
Absolutely.
It can be done.
Absolutely.
So, absolutely. So that's what we did. And, I'll be on my own nationwide tour to different schools, man, after the book drops in February. So I have, interviews with Cosmopolitan, Black Enterprise, Fox Soul, Mike and Donnie. And I can give you guys an exclusive in February, man, to give you more information on it in February when I drop the book. I just let my sister know.
We will definitely get that. We'll get that locked in. I'll give you a call in the next couple of weeks. We'll get that locked in. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So, I have a 24, 48 hours after the book drops in February, which is Black History Month, which is dope.
Yeah.
Then the next book drops, I think 3 months after that, then the third book will drop.
Man.
So we have JD and the Great Barber Battle. Book 2 is JD and the Family Business, and then book 3 will have the trilogy of JD and the Great Hair Show, where I travel to Atlanta and I compete as a kid in a hair show.
That's what's up. And continuing to inspire, and just to imagine all this can happen from the foundation of starting and putting them clippers in your hand and turning them on and getting busy. Man,
I tell my mom every time.
Yes, sir.
I tell my mother every time, thanks for the hilltop line you gave me.
Right. so you wouldn't take that back for nothing, huh?
Not now, but being roasted for a couple of weeks then, absolutely.
Right, say then you would. That's what's up.
Yes, man.
Well, we salute you, man, and everything you're doing, man. We're going to continue to support. We appreciate your support as well, bro.
That's what's good, man. Thank you guys so much once again. Congratulations to you guys. Continued success. And like we said, I would definitely see you guys collectively at the top.
No doubt.
All right, JD. Appreciate you.
Likewise, man. Have a good night, Joe.
All right. I'll be in touch with you, bro. Peace.
I cut my way out.
Absolutely.
JD.
Another great story, another great journey, man. It's beautiful industry, and like I said, man, it don't take a person being a barber to be able to relate to these stories and the ability to use the clippers to cut our way out. But again, we providing that motivation and that inspiration. This is our part that we're playing. We're providing a platform and providing that education, that motivation, and that inspiration. And that's what we do here at I Cut My Way Out podcast.
Everywhere where you can listen to podcasts.
Absolutely.
Everywhere. We on iHeartRadio as of today. So we still growing and trying to get on your favorite platform.
Absolutely.
So until then, may peace be unto you, and go ahead and shout them on out.
All right. As we leave, as always, we'd like to thank everybody, and we would definitely like to thank the clipper companies, Andes, Wall, Babless, Oyster, and everybody else out there. Without you guys, we couldn't cut our way out. We couldn't make these dreams happen in the industry that we make it happen in. So thank you. Peace.
And shout out to DC for the intro music.
Yes, sir. My brother, man. Much love. Just looking out, we'll get you on here and have some laughs and enjoy our time, and we greatly appreciate what you've done. And we'll make sure we shout you out with IG and put you in the bio and all that good stuff. Much love.
Yes, sir. And until next time,
put some respect on my name.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sneakers for the crowd in the bleachers. This might get away from the lesson life teaches, but 5'9" don't follow the league guideline. Heart of a champ, but I gotta tuck my pride now. Off to college for the knowledge, try my hand at math. But one call from back home really changed my path. My firstborn, now I got a mouth to feed. Told the Southeast I got a whole new route to lead. young father, odd jobs, every day is real. Turn to the streets to try to eat or maybe pay a bill. Not proud of it, but I got it cooking good. But prison time on the mind wasn't looking good. I can't afford the price, so I tried the corporate life. Something wasn't sitting right. Every night I'm tossing light. They don't appreciate all my hard work, so I went ahead and jumped, let the Lord work. Beer culture 2020, yeah, we taking over. From the clippers to the hoodies that be draping over. I put the clippers in my hand. I got a whole different plan. I gotta see how this play out. Hoping that it pay out. Trying to cut my way out. Yeah, I put the clippers in my hand. I got a whole different plan. I gotta see how this play out. Hoping that it pay out. Trying to cut my way out. Trying to cut my way out. Trying to cut my way out.